Hello, 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 everyone, and good evening, or whatever the current time is in your local time zone. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm feeling pretty good myself. Yes, Ospie, you're a West Coastoid. So it's almost time to get off work, assuming a 9 to 5. Anyhow, thought I would do something a little different. I don't have the heart nor the courage to attempt chess, as I really only know how the pieces move. So I would get absolutely thrashed by anyone with any strategic or tactical understanding of how to play the game. But I figured I would try something chess adjacent that popped up on my radar. It's a game called Chessplosion, and it appears to be sort of an intersection of chess and Bomberman. So I'll be interested in seeing how that plays out. Hopefully you guys are too. Ideally. We'll go with just basic solo play. Alright, starting at 1-1. Okay. Bit of Oh, that worked out. Night Bomb seems a little cumbersome to use. Yeah, King Bomb is just short range. Bishop Bomb is at diagonals. Oh boy. Okay, king bomb. Get close, get close. Oh, that was the queen bomb. Nope. There we go. Managed to bait her properly. Nice. Seems to be starting me off slow. Not that I'm complaining. I saw my life flashing before my eyes there. Okay, the rooks are pretty aggressive. Unfortunate. Don't know what I was doing there. Okay. Time to lock in. Too close to the blast. Little slow there. Oh, you had to move. Of course you had to move. I panicked. I panicked, chat. Okay, wasn't expecting the double, but it's a happy accident. This is interesting. There's a split. I can go to 8 or 9. And I'm an idiot. Okay, there we go. That's what I meant to do. Ah, I shouldn't have been standing there. Okay, queen bomb. Unfortunate. Let's plant that right there. Okay, this guy's very disrespectful. Nice, easy enough to trap him with the bomb. Unlucky. Very unlucky. This is where I have to start paying attention. And not doing panic moves. I thought it looked like it was going to be a triple, but I was a little too ambitious there. A little too hopeful. Okay, I'll take 2. I was hoping for 4, but I'll take 2. I stepped down at the last second. Can you believe this? I mean, I'm sure you can, but... Right, 112. I'm an idiot. Kind of fumbled that queen. Okay, rook paid off. Okay, looks like this is a boss battle. Well, not off to a good start. That's scary. Bro, I don't even know what I was thinking there. Okay, I got him. I got this nerd. That's scary. That's scary. I shouldn't have moved. This guy's pretty aggressive. Okay, I need to be more thoughtful about my movement around the board. I do appreciate the soundtrack. I keep walking into the blast of my own bombs. It's like I've never played Bomberman in my life. Okay, that was idiotic on my part. Bro! I'm struggling with the number of rooks that I have to deal with. Alright, clean, clean. Stupid. Alright, that's the rook down. And we got a survival challenge. Hello, Tath. Is this just a gauntlet of the previous one? I guess I'll go back and try to gold the boss. That should deal with it. Okay, got one of them. I'll take it. I'll stand there in the blast of my own bomb. Why not? Enjoy this queen bomb. Well, got one of them. No, I just like variety, and I have a large Steam library. I like to switch things up. Although setting up a Wheel O Games would be interesting as like an idea for a stream. Did not mean to double bomb there. I did there. Yeah, sure. I'll definitely give you all my personally identifying information. Do you need my social security number as well? Credit card number and the 3 digits on the back? I'll get right on it, Chief. I have not ever used the name of my first grade teacher because I honestly can't remember the name of my first grade teacher. For the life of me. I don't think I remember the names of any of my grade school teachers aside from like middle school onwards. I mean, they taught me. I learned very important lessons. I just don't recall their name. Oh, go. Oh, boy. Okay. Okay, so she was mean, so that made her memorable to you. It's just that a lot of my grade school teachers weren't particularly memorable. Could retry the boss fight and try to get gold this time. Well, so much for my gold. Didn't know he could use that move right off the rip. Brother, you are doing too much. Enjoy that. Okay, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I guess you're just better at remembering names than I am. Hello, 6. Yeah, this is basically a combination of chess and Bomberman. That was such a narrow miss. That could have been so bad. Okay, I'm an idiot. Gold denied. Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of reloads. Oh, come on. It's terrible to have a conversation going on in chat while I had to be very intensely concentrating on this game. Okay, very close there. All right, not dealing with the bots. Not today. Not today. I've already got the top viewers. Need to remember the king is short. King is shorter than I think. Beautifully played bishop, if I do say so myself. Why did I walk into it? Why did I walk into it? I was just trying to bait him, but I baited myself. Have fun with that, nerd. Okay, he avoided it. Of course. Well, I mean, 6. Isn't DSP famous for having done that? Among other things. I got it. I got it. Gold star. Yeah, he's kind of notorious for being one of the worst gamers of all time. All not real quiet ever since I got the gold. Okay, I'm a moron. Yeah, conveniently, Helena was not watching when I got gold on that boss. But all the same, you issued your challenge, and I rose to the occasion. Okay. I am once again an idiot. I mean, that makes sense because he's the type of gamer that yellow paint exists for. Of course, I lure him right into the safe spot. Right, Gauntlet Run is going a bit better this time around. That would drive me up the wall. Like, trying to solve a puzzle and then having an NPC tell me the solution. I bought the first God of War remake, and I was very disappointed with it, as, like, I played for about an hour and a half, and I just couldn't get into it. I was just not feeling it whatsoever. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with it on a mechanical level, it's just, eh. And there goes my gold on the gauntlet. Well, let's try to finish it at the very least. Keep taking so much unnecessary damage. Bit underwhelmed that Rook only took one. Okay, that queen made up for it. Beautiful. That's how you use a king. And that's how you blow yourself up with a knight. Okay, there's no bronze, silver, or gold on survival challenges. It's just run through the gauntlet. Okay, I can't pass through the black spaces. Those are pits. Okay, the bishops are spooky. I'm not even gonna lie, the bishops scare me. I will say that the pits definitely make the bishops easier to deal with than they would be otherwise. On an open board, they would be horrifying. I just realized at some point they're gonna have me facing queens. Nice. Okay, that just missed everyone. Missed everyone yet again. A twofer. I'll take it. Should have put the bomb down. Nice. Okay. One of my nitpicks with this game already is how they're just placing the stages willy-nilly. Not sure what the purpose of that is. Clean. Not so clean. I knew my fear of the bishops was justified. And I'm sure that I don't have to strictly play them in numerical order, but I prefer to do it that way. Okay, I'm just the worst actual dark side crow. Yeah, I am not locked in for this game in the slightest. And it didn't let me jump up to level 10 from level 11. I had to go all the way around. Well, that happened. That happened very quickly. Should have been paying attention. I am a fool. I'm actually finding it easier to deal with the bishops than the other pieces. Despite being scared of them at first. Yeah, I'm dying to rooks more than anything. So close. If nobody else got me, I know King Bomb got me. Oh, we got the bishop boss fight. Wait, why is he throwing out rooks? I understood the rook throwing out rooks. Well, so much for my gold. Gotta be a lot of that going on. Of course, he does contact damage. Don't know what I was expecting with that one. Worst bishop bomb of my Chesplosion career. Almost blew my face off with that. I put myself in a very bad position there. Okay, got him. Of course he moved. Of course he moved. Why would he not? Got him. And I just ate that damage like an idiot. I could have stopped him with the bomb. I was getting too aggressive with my movement there. Terrible opening. Okay, I got him with the bomb, but then he got me. Gonna be here for a while, boys. Okay, yeah, just walk right into him. Brilliant plan. Absolute 200 IQ play. Didn't see the diagonal there. Okay. Bishop got hands. As it turns out, the bishop got hands. And sometimes I just walk right into him and just let myself get slapped. So why not? I was standing right next to the bomb. Local man does not understand diagonals. News at 11. Trapped myself there. I was at first complaining about his usage of rooks, but given how much trouble I'm having with diagonals in this boss fight, if he were dropping bishop bombs, things would be far worse. And of course I just stand blast. Why wouldn't I? I think I may not be cut out for chessplosion. Queen bombs are such a double-edged sword. It's not even funny. All right. Attempt 11 million. Okay, I gotta bait him into the diagonals and stop him with a bomb. Or just set up easy hits for him. That's also an option. I cannot stop throwing. I will not stop throwing. Okay, okay. Looking promising. Nice. We got him. Gold star on the bishop. Let's go ahead and go for the gauntlet, boys. Well, there's no stars on the gauntlet. So it's just a survival challenge. Because it's literally called a survival challenge. And it seems like I might be challenged. Okay, I'll take it. I will absolutely take it. Absolutely cooked. That was a case of taking too much damage too early. Easy enough. Beautiful. They need to learn to respect the Rook bomb. Okay, I'm a moron. That queen bomb was beautiful, that's what I live for. Alright. I'm gonna have to lock in for the survival challenge, boys. That was bad. I let myself get pinned between my Rook bomb and the bishop. Was that even a Rook bomb? I'm suffering brain damage. Okay, nice and clean. Nice and clean there. Getting absolutely pounded by the bishops. I do not understand diagonals. You cannot teach me. I refuse to learn. Alright, Taff, take it easy. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. You are not wrong.
Skill issue.
Under other circumstances, I would object, but you're 100% right. 2-piece. Well, at least I got one of the bishops off the board. That was a nice queen, despite the fact I took unnecessary damage. Okay. I'm just absolutely... I'm absolutely throwing. I thought I would be doing okay at Bomberman chess, but it turns out it's a little too much chess and not enough Bomberman. Why are they so fast? Why are they so fast? Chat, help, I'm scared. I just jumped in front of the king's face. Don't need to retry because there's no star system on survival challenges. It's just make it to the end. And I blow myself up with a bishop bomb. But I still have not learned diagonals. Okay, that almost made it look like I knew what I was doing. Okay, he's absolutely hemmed in. Okay, I need to pay attention to the color that they're standing on. He cannot touch me on a white square. Well, I hit myself there. But I've learned how to survive bishops. Well, I let too many pieces accumulate around me. But at least I've learned the anti-bishop tech. Okay, yeah. Doesn't help to let them get that close. Or to stand in the way of my own bomb. Okay, would have preferred that hit something. Well, I got what I asked for. Just bishops. So I'm in control of the fight. Yeah, unfortunate spot to be standing with that queen bomb going off. They could give this a couple more tries, then maybe move on to the next world. So I've evolved from not understanding the diagonals to not understanding horizontals. I'm not sure what new shape my brain damage will take next. Yeah, Moisen, I know the feeling. I definitely know the feeling. I got that a lot when I was a kid. And I really didn't understand what people were talking about. Because mostly I was just doing well on my classwork. Aside from that, always left something to be desired. I don't think I did see the picture. Not sure I saw that post in the Discord. I mean, I've always been fine with homework as long as people give me, like, a clearly defined task. Like, as long as it's a simple, straightforward set of instructions, I'm usually okay with working that out. Nice. By any chance, Moisen, have you ever read Frankenstein? I read that a few years ago, and I was surprised by how good the novel was. And how I feel that none of the movies have really done the character of Frankenstein's monster justice. Like, he actually speaks in the original novel, which is pretty interesting. World tier bait by me on that play. Done in by my failure to understand diagonals yet again. Okay, I think I'll give this one more shot, and then I'll just move on to the next world. Alright, time to lock in. Time to lock in. Oh, that was stupid of me. That is the opposite of locking in. Okay, bait the bishop. Bait the bishop. Get absolutely rocked by the bishop. Yeah, I totally did that on purpose. That one, not so much. I hate you, king. Cap fighting box in Tekken. I don't believe I ever did read the picture of Dorian Gray. Okay, how are these rooks different? Oh, they shootin'. They shootin'. Okay, their shots set off bombs. Good to know. Need to not panic bomb. Not good for my health. That was just stupidity on my part. Many such cases. Okay, seems like the trick for this world is just bait the rooks into blasting your bombs. I don't think I've ever even heard of the Canterville Ghost. Yeah, baiting rooks is the meta. Oh boy, they have cannon bishops on an open board. Chat, it's over. It's over. Okay, I survived that one, but it's going to get worse. I told you it was going to get worse. Okay, I need to remember the bishop meta, which is they can't attack you on the white squares. He walked right into it. Okay, I just let him punch me in the face. I've had it with being abused by royalty. I saw the shot coming, and I just accepted death at that point. Okay, that was devious. They had a rook on white squares. I should really be looking at these piece previews. I blew myself up with the queen bomb. Not a single piece taken up by the knight. Okay, that's how you play against the cannon bishop. Alright, I commend them on World 3. Everything is laid out in a nice line, rather than having to move around to get a linear progression of stages. Okay, we got a pink bishop and a white bishop. I backed up into my bomb. Alright, the difficulty is certainly turning up at this point. That rook trick-shotted me into oblivion. I did the same play twice. I'm just actually throwing now. Okay, that definitely takes care of some things. Okay, 3-8 was pretty hectic. Of course I stood in the blast of my king bomb. Why wouldn't I? Get blown up, idiot. Okay, so it's just a matter of returning fire on the cannons. Walked right into the blast before it was... I'm just not good at this. I'm just fundamentally not good at this. And that's okay. Yep. Still cannot see diagonals. Or horizontals, for that matter. Okay, beautiful destruction. Thank you, Queen Bomb. Alright, I'm cooked here. I'm cooked. Alright, that's one of them. Very narrowly avoided death. Couple moves ago. Okay, nice. How'd you like blowing yourself up, idiot? Okay, just walked right into the bishop. That knight was so brave, just absolute annihilation. Okay, I'm an idiot. I tried to lure the king into the blast, and I played myself. I played myself, chat. Okay, just one last piece. Oh boy. Contact Rook and Cannon Rook. Well, so much for my gold. Alright, this is ramped up considerably now that the boss is 2 enemies that I have to pay attention to. Time to get good. Of course, his cannons set off my bomb. I put myself into a trap there. I was in a corner. That was probably the greatest play of my chess explosion career, because I have no idea how I avoided damage. I think I might finally be getting the hang of this. Never mind. Of course, just stand and blast the Rook bomb. Why not? Well, yeah, I'm restarting because if I take damage, I get a silver star. So I'm trying to gold star the bosses. So that's why I'm restarting every time I take damage. As Hollow Nut told me, I was not legit for only getting a silver star. So I had to rise to his challenge. That was an absolute Rube Goldberg machine of pain. It's like I built a machine specifically to take a 10-pound sledgehammer and, like, it cracks an egg, which stirs a glass of tea, which knocks over a bowl, which knocks over a house of cards, that swings a sledgehammer right into my balls. Okay, I got it. First try. Let's see what an absolute debacle this is going to be. Of course, well, it's just about survival. I can take hits on this one. That's too much damage too early. Okay, I might be crazy, but I think I'm finding this easier than the World 2 Gauntlet. And I did just the dumbest play of my career. I do not care for bishop bombs. You would say that's a skill issue, and you'd be correct. So the corresponding bomb is very strong against the piece. The rook bombs are very good for taking out the cannon rooks, and the bishop bombs are perfect for the bishops. Attempt 2. And of course I stand right in the blast. Okay, that was just pure stupidity on my part. I'm just vibe dropping bombs at this point. Alright, this might be a crazy take, but I think Noita is easier than this game. Yeah, don't know what I expected there. Okay, I think I give this another attempt. There's one thing I can take comfort in, it's that I know I can beat Final Fantasy VII. Okay, gotta stop taking contact damage. Yeah, I knew that Noita win was coming at some point. Persistence pays off. I honestly feel like I cheesed him with that knight, because I feel like I didn't deserve that first Rook kill at all. Okay, I panic bombed there. Did not pay off. Okay, I'm an idiot. My brain is too smooth, far too smooth for any variation of chess. Yeah, Hollow Nut, I appreciate the sentiment, but that's a very low bar to clear. That's like saying, gee, you stream more often than Box 2. Oh, they coming. They coming. Exactly. It's like, it's damning with faint praise. Okay, just 5 more stages to go through in this challenge. Let's see if I got it. That was a decent play. Okay, I stood at a diagonal near the bishop. I'm going to be crying myself to sleep over this tonight. Not a big deal. I am also blind to the L shapes. I mean, I'm just so unfamiliar with L's. Can you really blame me? I cannot rotate the L in my mind. I saw that diagonal. I think I'm starting to learn. Of course, I just walk right into it. Alright. I just need to lock in. I just need to lock in. I've been saying that for the past hour and a half, but I mean it this time. Did not get down in time. Unfortunate. That was a beautiful use of a Rook bomb. Sometimes I look halfway competent at this game, and then there are those moves. I'm still absolutely blind to diagonals. And I don't expect that to change anytime soon. I'm blind to the L shape as well. Like, I don't even use the Night Bomb thoughtfully, it's just based on vibes. It's just like, alright, keep about 5 squares away from that thing. Yeah, that does not help. Don't headbutt any of the pieces. Not conducive to your survival. I mean, vibe bombing works out decently in Helldivers. Just throw explosives at anything you're not really enjoying. Typically solves problems. Not so much in this game. You'd think I was doing that on purpose. Absolutely brutal Queen Bomb. Not sure what I was planning to do with that. Okay, I was screwing with my own movement because I had my right hand resting on the arrow keys and moving with WASD, and both of them are movement. Okay, we could do that. We could absolutely do that. Why not? Why not waste HP by headbutting the bishop? Not like I need it to live. Okie doke. I think we give it one more shot. I mean, taking 2 damage right off rip, why even bother? Okay. Not ideal, but it got the job. Alright, that queen bomb certainly cheered me up. Made me feel better about things. Okay, still blind to diagonals. Okay, I think we're getting into a good rhythm here. Never mind. Absolutely cooked. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back, chat. Alrighty, I'm back. I think I'll give this challenge another go. I got up to the 9th round out of 12. So this should absolutely be doable. Yeah, just lose 1 HP on the first wave. Why not? Lose HP on the second wave. If I had 13 HP, this would be perfectly fine. Yeah, that's a restart. Okay, doing better this run. Get shot, idiot. Okay, didn't dodge the Queen's projectile in time. That's fine. Alright. Was running a little too much. It's interesting to me how the best counter to the bishop cannon is the bishop bomb. Queen bomb works well. Queen bomb is also good, but I mean it's the queen bomb, so it's to be expected. Okay, contact damage, not great. Once again, blind to the L's. I'm surprised Hoot has had nothing to say this entire time. Assuming she's here. Okay. I need to learn how to use night bombs. Blind to diagonals and L's. Yeah, this is going about as well as I expected. never stop hitting myself with the night bombs. Okay, this is just a poor run through. Well, that's okay. That's okay. That was just an oversight on my part. Enjoy that queen bomb, you bozo. Night bomb, you leave much to be desired. Ow. Okay, never underestimate the power of just scurrying like a maniac. Yeah, that was very easily avoidable damage that I just sat there and took. Okay, that was a very clean Rook bomb. I will never stop harming myself with night bombs. My sole desire is to just kill myself with a night bomb. I somehow got someone with that. I should have gone up. I should have gone up. I should have gone up. That somehow worked. Okay, both kings with a king bomb. Poetic. Narrowly stepped out of the blast there. course, the bishop set off the rook. That's fine. It's only the first hit, and we're at 3-6. Every time I put down the night bomb, I feel like I'm taking my life into my own hands. Okay, Queen Bomb is more forgiving because you can actually outrun the projectile. Whereas the Rook or the Bishop is just a beam that instantly hits you. Okay, just get hit by the intersection of the bullets. This is not a good place to be. I felt the night bomb about to hit me that time. Get you baited. Okay, I have the hard counter to you. That was some damage, but that's fine, because it's wave 12. Okay, that's not fine. Absolute bozo behavior, getting hit by the king this late in the game, this late in the survival challenge. Wait, I'm not retrying the boss fight. Return to map. Okay, World 4. Oh boy, it's nighttime. It's nighttime, fellas. I was holding WASD and the arrow keys. Please send help. Easy. Okay, so far the knights are light work. Bishop got me. Bishop got me. Knight got me. Okay. King Bomb seems very effective against the knights, since they're constantly trying to jump onto you. Again, this alphanumeric layout just absolutely frustrates me. Why is 5 here and 6 here? That might just be a Tylenol American thing, but I can't help but be annoyed by it. And I jump into the bishop's bullet. Such is life. Triple with that rook bomb. That's what I live for. That's what I live for. And I fumbled the bag so hard. Suicide bombed the knights. It was fun, but not an effective way to win. I would have thought that Hoot would love this game because it combines her love of chess with her love of terrorism. Okay, the knights are slow, so that's probably the best way to cheese them. And ideally, not walking into the path of my own bombs helps. Yeah, King remains undefeated in terms of dealing with knights. That was stupid. Rook is kind of useful in a pinch. Yeah, I still cannot see diagonals. Suicide bomb, fun but not particularly effective. Who knew the cannon rook was my greatest ally? That was just a sick play. Proof that the king bomb is undefeated when it comes to taking out knights. Okay, had a bunch of knights on my position. Didn't avoid my bomb. Okay, that's how you take care of them. Yeah, every single night bomb play that I make is 100% intentional. My genius is not only staggering, it's also terrifying. Well, the neurons just fire so fast that it's difficult to control what they're doing. That was almost good. Okay. Nice opening there. Okay. I don't even want to say the words because I've already said them so many times before. But it's time to lock in. That's certainly not what I should be doing. Okay. Guys, there's just a lot of pieces on the board right now. Okay, beautiful 4-piece. And that's how it's done. Well, we have the boss knight. Okay, he tosses bishops. And knights. Okay, he was almost in the range of that night bomb. There goes my gold star. Gold star denied yet again. It's probably the most slippery of the bosses. Okay, I've got the hard counter. There we go. Got him on the ropes. Got him on the ropes. And he's smoked. Well, the survival challenge for this seems like it's going to be nightmarish. Okay, I fumbled the king bomb against the knights. I'm glad that cut off when it did, because I was about to get hit by that bullet. Well, there's no star rating on this, so it's just survival. It's just survival. Nice. Beautiful use of that rook bomb. Wasted that king. Good use of the queen. Okay, this is actually going pretty well since the knights are easy to bait. I don't know if I would say that much. Probably somewhere above novice, not quite adept. Okay, just taking a bunch of needless damage. And fumbling at 411. Okay, that's certainly an option that's on the table. Yeah, just suicide bomb the knights. Good time will be had by all. And the knight absolutely betrayed his bishop. Okay, at least I killed myself in a spectacular fashion. Of course, we could just take early damage. Why not? Not like I need the HP. Yeah, fantastic. 2 HP gone this one round. Saved by the bell on that one. Okay, not sure where I thought I was running to. Alright, let's see what's going on over here. I'm just checking something on my phone real quick. Alright, let's give that another shot. Okay, deal with the Rook right off the rip. Bishop, go bye-bye. Just drop this stupid night bomb. That's about as useful as I expected it to be. Okay, I was just dropping bombs like a lunatic, and it somehow worked out. Not that time, though. I mean, nice cleanup, but that was more damage than I cared to take. That was 3 HP loss on one wave. And I'm down to my last HP. Not looking good, boys. Not looking good. I think we give this another go. Okay, just lose HP for the heck of it. I don't know how I missed the Rook with that. Yeah, I didn't need that HP anyhow. Alrighty. Let's give that another go. Okay, that was great up until I got hit in that King Blast. Alright, just lose 4 HP in one round. Why not? Seems like a great time. Alright, didn't move away in time. Many such cases. Hello, Demi. It is indeed Bomberman chess. Though, there being so much chess in its DNA is causing problems for me. Okay, that was easy enough. Didn't get away in time. Got that pesky bishop out of the way. Okay. Bozo move on my part. Yeah, the soundtrack is quite nice, even though it seems to only be this one track. It's thankfully not repetitive. Like, it's just smooth. Misuse of that bishop bomb, which is the hard counter to the bishop. Okay, absolutely needlessly taking damage. It's going around. Many such cases. And that was a case of me moving around the board way too much. Okay, yeah, that checks out. That checks out. Yeah, just hit myself with that. My plans are so brilliant, even I don't know what I'm doing. Good use of the bishop bomb, if I do say so myself. Okay, take care of you. Not ideal, but they're gone. They're dealt with. They're mad. They're mad. Okay, I feel like my primary issue here is I'm moving too fast. I just need to take it slower. Alright, and just not get hit by the night bomb projectiles, ideally. Mellow sounds tasty right about now. I could use some more citrus in my life. And of course I'm standing right in the way of the bomb. Absolutely top tier demolitionist. Yeah, just headbutt the knight. I love headbutting horses. Let it be known. Okay, that was a juicy rook bomb. I'm still absolutely blind to diagonals. I don't believe that's changing anytime soon. Okay, not quite. Didn't get it that time either. There we are. I do not like the knights very much. Opsby, absolutely fair. I can't even contest that. I cannot even contest that. That has been firmly established. Okay, 3-piece with the Rook. Headbutting horses again, as is tradition. Okay, I got a present for you guys. The diagonal curse strikes again. Though the 4-piece with the king felt pretty good. And there, I didn't see the vertical. .411, I was right there, guys. I just had to get past 2 more waves. All right. We got this. Correction, Opsby. I think if you look at the screen, you'll see it's 4-1. Or 2 now. Yeah, I mean, we all knew that was going to happen. It identifies as 1-1. Okay, I have the hard counter to the knights. Okay, I thought I was going to get away from the diagonal. I knew it was coming, but I thought I had time to move to a different square. Okay, just blow myself up with my king bomb. I mean, that was almost good. That was almost good. Okay, the highlight was not what I thought it was. I was not trying to return to the map. I saw the diagonal that time. Okay, I didn't get out of the way in time. Yeah, just in time to get hit. Frame perfect HP loss. Guys, I'm tilted. I'm tilted. I can't even lie. I'm tilted right now. I'm tilted by Bomberman chess. Okay, there's a copy pasta that I'll need to address in a moment. Okay, what do we got here? Tilt must be taken seriously, requiring immediate attention following its presence. The progression in Halo for chronically tilted players may be significantly hindered as their judgment becomes progressively impaired as agitation becomes more prominent. Paying close attention to not sucking can assist in preventing this, as a statistical overview of recent fights can reduce the player's likelihood to play impulsive rounds habitually. Okay, we'll just pretend instead of Halo that was Chess-splosion. That was almost clean. I mean, Opsby, your copy pasta was almost a bullseye, just like my gameplay is almost a bullseye. I know the perfect move to kill myself every single time. Okay, that was better. That was significantly better. He moved. I almost had the perfect night bomb on him and he moved. I got the hard counter now. Okay, triple kill makes up for how things have been going. We take those. We take those when we can get them. Beautiful King Bomb. 100% intentional. Alright, I misplayed the bait there. Okay, I've got the hard counter. Fumbled that Rook bomb and took unnecessary damage. Okay. That makes up for it. Okay, that queen bomb took all the knights out. I love it. I like it. I love it. Can't get enough of it. Yes, and he dies to the knight bomb. Okay. Dog. The amount of crap I was trying to dodge there. I had to avoid the bishop projectiles, I had to avoid the rook projectile, and I get stomped on by a knight. The chest explosion tilt is absolutely real. It is not a myth, it is not a legend. It is live on Twitch TV right now. Twitch.tv/neon_BR00WN. Eternally salty that I never got the proper neon brown. But some bozo's sitting on it. I mean, Vicky couldn't get Vicky the Rat. She's Vicky the Rat _. And Cap couldn't get Vanilla Cappuccino spelled correctly. So there's a lot of that going around. Moisten... That's absolutely brutal. Absolutely brutal comment. What is the reference or the meme there? Because I know I've seen that comment before. I felt invisible at home. My kid's too busy to know his... Ah, okay. Okay. I was forgetting about Content King. And I walked right into my King Bomb. Fitting. And once again, hooking myself with diagonals. Okay, bishop eliminated. One might say he was beaten. Okay, I'm an idiot. I just stood in the blast of the King Bomb. Could not outrun the Rook projectile. I think I give this just one more try. Yeah. My brain is just too smooth. My brain is just too smooth. Moisturized, unwrinkled, unbothered. Not present. I did indeed say moisturized. Okay, that worked out. That worked out. Got overambitious there. Paid the price. Fumbled the bomb. Okay. It worked out in the end. So the trick to knights is just patience. It's just preparing the perfect bait. It also helps if you don't run into every possible projectile on the board. Yeah, like that. It's a nice, clean elimination. Okay, the Rook survived that somehow. I did not. Alright, I think I might officially be switching gears here. Bear with me just a moment as I switch to a different scene. Let's see, what am I trying to do? What am I thinking of doing? Okay, I think I've got it. I think I've got it. Give me just a moment as I pull up what I was thinking of doing. Bear with me, chat. Okay. Should be ready in just a moment. We'll be playing Rebungered. Let me go ahead and switch my category. I doubt there's a Rebungered category. So, games and demos. Rebungered. That time I got reincarnated as a bunger. Your fatal mistake was stooping down to pick up a coupon. Buy 3 burgers, get 1 25% off. Not exactly worth dying for. It was fluttering enticingly on the cold pavement of the parking lot. Suddenly, the horns and headlights of an oncoming fast food supply truck. You have milliseconds to respond. Okay, so it was coming at me at a diagonal. I was doomed. Absolutely doomed. I think this is where I think about where my life went wrong. Let's contemplate the mistakes that I made. You know there's nothing you can realistically do at this point, so in this moment of frozen time, you reflect on all the moments that led you to this fate. Getting kind of hungry at midnight, feeling too lazy to cook something, walking to McDonald's, seeing a coupon on the ground. Truly a spider web of consequences. But there's no untangling it in the here and now. You can feel the warmth of the headlights' brightness envelop you. But wait, screeching tires. The truck swerves at the last second. You are not struck by a truck tonight. But before you can celebrate, as the truck skids on dark asphalt, you hear a wrenching sound. A pallet of burger buns comes loose from the back of the truck. It sails towards you, a meteor of starch and sesame seeds. You are crushed instantly. Darkness. And then light. You return to consciousness feeling nauseous and muffled, like your head is stuffed with packing peanuts. A static pulse runs through your body like a booming bass playing in the distance, but you aren't in any pain. Okay, taking a pause right here to remind chat that Box has not done bassies in forever. He needs to pick up Rocksmith again and play bass. The people demand it. Well, specifically, I demand it. You open your eyes and they feel looser than usual. It's daytime now, and the sky is bright blue, framed by softly rustling trees. A pool of crystal clear water stands ahead of you. You stumble forward on your 6 legs and look into the pool. In your reflection, you see a cheeseburger with curly fry legs, 2 magnificent tusks, and a pair of googly eyes. Bunger? You cry in shock. Bunger? Bunger, bunger, bunger? That seems to be all you can say. You quickly come to the conclusion that you have been reborn into the world of bug snacks, but as a bunger. As the initial shock wears off, you decide that as reincarnations go, this is fine. You start your new life as a bunger. You are in a beautiful grove of verdant trees and bushes. Nearby is the lake where you had your awakening. Nestled between some bushes is a strange plant. A river flows past the lake. You can follow the river downstream, or you can explore upstream. I believe first order of business is going to be to investigate the plant. You see a plant that looks like it has natural ketchup bottles growing out of it. The smell of it is intoxicating. Seriously, you've never smelt something so good in either of your lives. I believe the only correct choice is bunger, bunger, bunger. You charge at the plant with reckless abandon, smashing against the fruit. Sauce splatters all over you, drenching you from head to toe in tomato-like musk. As a human, this would have disgusted you, but as a bunger, it is pure bliss. You walk away from the plant feeling triumphant. You are in a beautiful grove of verdant trees and bushes. Nearby is the lake where you had your awakening. Nestled between some bushes is a strange plant, now ketchupless. A river flows past the lake. You can follow the river downstream, or you can explore upstream. Let's see if the lake holds anything of interest for us. You stare once more at your reflection. As you gaze into your own plasticine eyes, you get the unsettling notion that maybe you were always a bunger that just briefly dreamed it was a human. What do you mean by catsupoid? Are you asking whether I call it ketchup or catsup? Because definitely ketchup. If you're asking whether I use ketchup, depending. I'll definitely put ketchup on a burger. Okay, I return to the grove. I believe we'll follow the river downstream. The river flows off the edge of a wide cliff. From here you can see a gorgeous vista of Snacktooth Island, with beaches, deserts, snowy mountains, and even a small village down below. A bush rustles nearby. You can see a fuzzy blue grumpus is doing a bad job of trying to hide in the foliage. You're not fond of the idea of leaping off this cliff, so the only path is back upstream. So, let's see what this grumpus is doing. The grumpus has light blue fur and a bulbous red nose. He's watching you intently, unaware that half of his body is completely unconcealed. You can practically smell the self-conscious anxiety that wafts off of him. Bunger? You wander up to the grumpus with curiosity. Gotcha! He leaps out of the bush and swings a bug-catching net at you. But it's too small to fit around your body, so it bounces weakly off your carapace. He scratches the back of his head in embarrassment. Any chance you'd stay right here while I go get a bigger net? Yeah, absolutely. Bunger, bunger, bunger! You charge at the blue grumpus with a manic glee. Your tusks catch him in the knees and you rear upwards, launching him high into the air. Wah! He shouts as he goes sailing over the edge of the cliff. Oof! Ah! Ah! His cries echoes from below as he tumbles down the rocky slope. Somehow you know that grumpuses are really tough and he'll shake this off. Physically, anyway. You hear the click of a camera shutter. OMG, that is so going in my Squeed compilation! A short, fuchsia-colored grumpus with a ponytail pops out from a much better hiding spot. She fiddles with a camera-like device, laughing to herself. Ugh, why are there so many pictures of Philbo? Gag. She isn't paying much attention to you. Bunger? Bunger? You shout as you approach the fuchsia grumpus. She startles and looks up at you. What do you want? I don't speak Bunger, lol. Bunger? 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 Bun? You chant excitedly. Ugh, bug snacks are so noisy. I'm gonna go take a nap before I get a headache. She wanders off back into the bushes and disappears, leaving you alone again. Okay, we are back to the gorgeous vista of Snacktooth Island. Our only choice is to go back upstream, getting railroaded already. So now we go up the river. The river winds between the trunks of the massive trees. Its source is a small waterfall tumbling down a craggy bluff. Nearby, you see another bunger bounding around carefree. There's no way up the bluffs, but the river flows ever downstream. Away from the river, you see a small cave. I mean, we could see about this other bunger, but this might quickly get too hot for Twitch. You see another bunger, happily bungering about. It looks identical to you in every way. As you get closer, the bunger turns to face you with hunger in its googly eyes. It can smell the ketchup on you. Before you can so much as bunger in response, it charges you with sauce-addled madness. As it makes contact, you find yourself shunted into the sky with an impossible force. It's as if the physics system of the universe glitched out and overreacted. You find yourself flying. You You sail through the air, leaving the grove behind. Distantly below you, you see a charming village blurring past. As you catch sight of red sandstone walls and spiny cacti, you begin your descent. You land buns first in a mound of sand, sending out a shockwave of grit from your impact. You try to get your bearings. You are in a red, rocky gorge filled with sand. The heat is intense for a bunger like you. Behind the gorge ends at a pile of stones topped with a half-finished ramp. Nearby you see a few pop ticks leaping around. Ahead the gorge splits into two paths formed by ancient riverbeds. Helena, I never promised that I was going to 100% this bunger text adventure. But let's check out the pop ticks. Some pop ticks bounce around merrily, currently unpopped. As soon as you approach them, the pop ticks flee into the safety of various crevices in the wall. As you back away, they come out of hiding. I head back to the fork in the path. Let's check out the half-finished ramp. A creature with longer legs than yours might be able to climb out of the gorge this way, but alas, you're a bunger. A set of tools left behind on the ramp gives you hope that one day it might be finished. Okay, let's check the path that's green with cacti. The gorge narrows. A tiny stream winds its way around stone columns, dampening the sand. Cacti, both tall and squat, bloom along the edges of the walls. The gorge continues, but the way forward is blocked by two spuddies locked in a wrestling match. Alright, let's see what our spuddy buddies are doing. Two spuddies are locked in a fierce battle, their mandibles clashing so violently that you can't see any way past them without getting mashed yourself. Well, whenever in doubt, I always bunger, bunger, bunger. You gain some distance and then swing around to charge at the spuddies. Unfortunately, as soon as you get within 20 feet of them, both spuddies turn towards you, their backs steaming. In silent agreement, they set aside their feud just long enough to deal with the intruder. They charge. You're helpless against this pincer attack, battered back and forth before you can mount a defense. You're forced to retreat. The gorge narrows. Tiny stream, yeah, we're back at the scorched gorge. Okay, we head back towards the fork. Let's see the dry and dusty path. Here the gorge becomes wide and bright. Sand wafts down from higher plateaus, coating everything in an extra layer of grit. You see a cluster of cliffside dwellings carved into the walls. The sound of music reverberates through you. An orange grumpus with a banjo sits on a stone nearby, strumming a melody. You can follow the gorge through a stone archway. Let's see what this orange grumpus is doing. The orange grumpus wears a fabulous feather bow and star-shaped glasses. You get the immediate impression that she is famous. Ruins! I'm in ruins! She sings to herself. But as she hits a discordant note on her banjo, she sighs in frustration. Oh, why did I come to this horrible desert? The acoustics are terrible and I simply can't think in all this heat. If only the universe would tell me what to sing next. I've got a suggestion for you, ma'am. Bunger? Bunger? You shout with glee. Bunger? She wonders aloud. Bunger! That's it! The orange grumpus stands upon her stone and starts playing like mad. Bunger, bunger, bunger! Oh, sweet bunger! Bunger, bun, bun, bunger! You think that the melody is nice, but the lyrics are complete garbled nonsense. Does she not understand how intonation changes the meaning of bunger? As she finishes playing, she finally notices you. Ooh, it looks like I found an audience. She looks down at you with a hungry expression. What's a delicious little bunger like you doing way out here in the desert? Bunger, you reply. Sorry, but I got nothing to autograph. You'll just have to hope your bug snack friends believe you when you tell them you met the Wiggle Wigglebottom. You've never been more certain that she can't actually understand you. So what did you think? Did you like my song? Bunger. You bunger in a non-committal way. Her expression goes flat. Everyone's a critic. Well, maybe I'll have to find a venue where my talent will be appreciated. She stands and puts away her banjo before leaving in a huff. Actually, maybe she can understand you and she's just self-absorbed. I return to exploring the gorge. I do believe we'll have to investigate the cliffside dwellings. You look inside of the dwellings on the ground floor, but aside from a few ribblepedes scattering at your presence, they are long abandoned. Back to the clearing. And the only way through from the gorge is to the stone archway. As you wander through the archway, you hear a sudden hiss. A score pepper crawls out from a crack in the wall and raises its tail menacingly. Score pepper, score! It hurls its stinger at you and bursts into a spicy froth on contact. Before you can even recover, it throws another and another. Score! 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 Under this relentless assault, you're forced to flee back the way you came. I feel like the author of this visual novel is vastly underselling the heart and spirit inside of each bunger. Like, come on, you're doing my boy Bunger so dirty. It takes you a few seconds to realize that something feels off. Is the desert getting even hotter? No, it turns out you're on fire. Wait, you're on fire! You really expected it to hurt more than it does. But actually, as long as you don't panic, you think you'll probably be fine. You continue about your business. Okay, I guess back to the forked path. Am I soft-locked? I guess back to the two Spuddies? Okay, we'll cautiously... Bunger? You approach the Spuddies calmly. Unfortunately, as soon as you get within 20 feet of them, both Spuddies turn towards you, their backs steaming. In silent agreement, they set aside their feud just long enough to deal with the intruder. They charge. Too bad they didn't account for the fact that you're on fire. On contact, the Spuddies light a blaze. They run around in a panic, forgetting the target of their wrath. They accidentally slam into each other in just the wrong way and are both knocked unconscious. I guess you could say you really baked those potatoes. Okay, the secret was to catch on fire. I'm guessing the pop ticks, we can pop them and turn them into a different bug snack by setting them on fire. The gorge narrows. A tiny stream winds its way down around stone columns, dampening the sand. Okay, we read this already. Continues towards a small pond. That's new. The gorge ends here, at least for a certain creature that can't climb. Ahead, a small, stagnant pond wells up from under the sand. Above is a half-finished construction project, spanning the width of the chasm. You can see a lime-green grumpus with huge muscles working up there. On the ground nearby is a target-shaped wooden platform. Let's see this grumpus. An absolute unit of a grumpus is hanging from a bunch of wooden beams while hammering more into place. You can do this, Chandlo! 1, 2, 3! Oh, on closer inspection, he's not just hanging, he's doing pull-ups between each hammer. Phew! And that's 10 reps, time to hydrate! He drops down with a powerful thud and goes to get a drink from the pond. I think we just cautiously bunger? You walk up behind the lime green Grumpus to study him more closely. You notice he's wearing a baseball cap and a basketball jersey for an unspecified team from New Grump City. You briefly wonder how Grumpuses went about inventing baseball and basketball. Does this world have a similar history to Earth? Is there an old Grump City and the Grumpus version of Europe? Did terrorists fly planes into the Twin Towers in New Grump City? You briefly wonder how Grumpuses went about inventing... Oh, never mind, I'm rereading what I already read. Oh, Grump, I think I overhydrated. Nope, no time to get to the outhouse if I want to get this done by sundown. Hold it, Chandlo. You gotta hold it! The beefy Grumpus says to himself, oblivious to your pondering. He climbs back up to the wooden rigging and continues his work, out of your reach. You return to the gorge in contemplation. The gorge ends here. Okay, yeah, there's a stagnant pond. I think the stagnant pond will put me out, so let's see the target-shaped wooden platform first. As you approach the wooden target on the ground, the flames on your body catch it just wrong. Suddenly it pops out of the ground on a massive spring. The heat warps the metal and sends its path askew, catching you in the side and sending you flying into the nearby wall. Fire! Fire! Shouts the Grumpus. He drops down from where he's hanging just long enough to put out the springy target before climbing back up. He doesn't notice you, so you stay on fire. That could have gone better. I think back to the dry pathway. Back to the fork. Now we go see the pop ticks. Some pop ticks bounce around merrily, currently unpopped. As you get closer to them, the heat of your flaming body catches the dry brush ablaze. One by one, the pop ticks pop, the force of it sending them shooting off into the sky. Well, there aren't any pop ticks here. Okay, back to the fork. Okay, looks like the stagnant pond is all we've got left. You splash around in the shallow water. With a hiss, the flames in your body are finally extinguished. I guess we check out the target-shaped platform now that we're not burning. You step onto the wooden target with curiosity, which is rewarded immediately by a sproing noise and a feeling of falling. It turns out this was some kind of spring-loaded launcher. You land with a puff of sand on a plateau atop the gorge. Okay. I just need a quick moment, chat. I'll be back shortly for more bunger action. Hang tight. Alrighty, back and situated. Stand on a rocky plateau up above the gorge, isolated by the surrounding canyons. From here, you can see far off into the hazy expanse of the desert, where the Masa Supreme flies in lazy circles. Nearby, a strange bunger rubs itself against a saguaro cactus. You know, seeing saguaro cactus throws me off guard because it's a real-life plant amidst all the bug snacks. Like, I was expecting something more fantastical, like some sort of mustard cactus or something. Well, Dave, this game is a visual novel where you're reborn as a bunger from bug snacks. So, in order to understand this, you need to understand the deep lore of bug snacks. I believe the title is Rebungered. Surprisingly, this masterpiece does not have a category on Twitch. I guess it's just too recent. The devs haven't figured that out quite yet. Okay, a strange bunger rubs itself against a saguaro cactus. And you're right, Opsby, a pickle cactus would make much more sense. On the other end of the plateau, you see a thin brown grumpus sitting along the edge. I think we check out the strange bunger first. Although, again, things might get X-rated very quickly. On closer inspection, you recognize the plaid pattern of this bunger's shell. It's a BBQ bunger. You understand intuitively that you are cousins of sort. You walk up to the bunger, and it turns to you with a joyful cry. Bunger! 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 Bun! Bun! It continues to ramble as it suddenly charges, tackling you at full speed. Before you can react, you are knocked all the way off the plateau. You land in the dusty sand. Unfortunately, Dave, I don't think you're getting that scene. Though I would say fortunately for me, because that would be an issue. It was a little tough to understand the bunger through its thick accent, but you're pretty sure it said something like, "Well, howdy there, partner. You're looking on the might lost in these here parts. Ain't seen a plain bunger in ages. Don't start a ruckus now. I'll have you down from this plateau in 2 shakes of a scorepepper's tail." You can't decide if that was rude or polite. Oh well. Okay, I am still in the gorge. Dave, how dare you? How dare you? We stand bug snacks on this channel. Okay, looks like we're going in circles back to the target platform, bounce ourselves onto the plateau. Well, Dave, this was a genuine fan project and not something completely degenerate. I'm sure if you look hard enough, you'll find the X-rated Bugsnax fan games. Okay, I was concerned I was going to miss meeting the thin brown Grumpus. The brown-furred Grumpus is all skin and bones, and even with limited knowledge of Grumpus kind, you can tell she's elderly. She is wearing a flower crown and a peace pendant. She sits with her legs crossed and her eyes closed. Om. She hums to herself, deep in meditation. One senses the approach of something troublesome. Yeah, well, bunger, 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 it is. You charge at the meditating Grumpus with reckless abandon. You slam into her back and knock her over with a loud crack. Oof! She cries out in surprise. What in the grumping grump was that? She twists around to see you, rage flaring in her nostrils. Why, you vicious little toxin, you could have knocked me off a cliff. When I get my paws on you, I'll... He pauses as she gesticulates. Then she reaches behind herself to feel her back. Oh, one thinks this bunger fixed one's spine. That's new. She stands up to study you. The brown Grumpus peers down at you before poking your shell a few times. There's something different about this one. A light in the eyes that bug snacks don't possess. Or is one simply overthinking things? Bunger? You insist, shaking your head. Can you understand me? Bunger? You nod excitedly. Yeah, same. Who wouldn't want a bunger to just smash into your spine and just fix your back pain? She leans in even closer, her eyeball inches from your goggles. She takes a curly fry leg into her paw and brings it to her nose for a sniff. She ponders for a long moment. Then through clenched teeth she hisses. This isn't some strange new trick to get me to eat you, is it? Bunger! You nod eagerly. She sighs. What a shame. One was hoping for another path. She sits back down, looks left and right to make sure nobody is around and speaks quietly. Well then, one is very hungry. So if you are serious, then one invites you to become a meal. She opens her mouth and sits back. Does she expect you to just climb in there? Bunger? I did not think that was the dialogue option I was choosing. I felt like I was better at reading it earlier. One isn't about to chase you around, not with this hip. Do you want to be eaten or not? Definitely bunger. Good, she says with a genuine smile. If one who is Shelda can resist the temptation to eat, and one who is bunger can resist the temptation to be eaten, then a new path emerges. Sit with me. Okay, good. I didn't want things to be over all that soon. You sit next to the brown-furred Grumpus. You try to cross your legs, but you have too many of them. Focus on this moment. Let your mind enter a state of pure emptiness. Not thinking. Not thinking. Only being. You meditate for real. Are you here in the now? Bunger, you confirm. Good. Now I want you to feel what it means to be bunger. To hold the image of all that is bug snacks in your mind. And once you've done that, I want you to push it away. You do. You feel a low-level hum throughout your entire body. The harmony of 1,000 voices in a chorus just outside the range of hearing. All the things you shouldn't know but somehow do, whispered through you from far below. You shut all of it out, and for the first time since you woke up here, you feel stillness. Bun, you intone. Good. Now I want you to reach inward towards your own essence, not that which is toxin, not that which is bug snack, only that which is you. And once you've done that, hold it dearly. You do. Memories flash before you of your life as a human, your own face, the place where you grew up, the bright lights of the oncoming truck. It's just out of focus, but it's all still there. Like viewing the surface of a lake from beneath the water. You say nothing. Lastly, I want you to reach outward, to the great cosmic center, to the beating heart of Mother Nature. Grasp onto the infinite and pull it towards you. You do. You can feel it. Everything. The stars and the planets and the nothingness between. All of it existing in one tangled knot of time and space. Somewhere out there is Earth. Your Earth. And you pull it towards you. But the universe is too vast to be moved, so it is you who moves. You feel light. You are leaving your body behind once again. The last thing you hear is, "Holy grump, did that actually work?" And then you move on. You wake up in the hospital. It turns out the pallet of buns only grazed you, but it was still bad enough to put you in a coma for a week. It takes a while to adjust. After all, your dream felt incredibly real, but eventually you forget about it and move on with your life. Though, to this day, your tongue always has a lingering taste of burger. The end. Not gonna lie to you, chat, I kind of feel cheated that we got the "it was all a dream" ending. I'm not sure if there are any others. Kind of put a damper on the experience. Okay, there are multiple endings. Okay, so I feel like we got the worst ending. Or at least in my opinion, that was the worst. But I'm gonna have to leave you guys wanting more. Oh, true, those are achievements. Well, I'm pretty sure Get Yourself Eaten is an ending. And Undergo a Terrible Transformation also sounds pretty fun. Okay. This sounds Snack sounds like an ending because it's getting eaten. Final Form sounds pretty irreversible. The Good Life, peacefully retire on the ranch. The good ending has eluded me for now. Dave, were you here when I won my Noita run? I feel like you were. I kind of feel like you were. Okay, you weren't. But there's video evidence. No, there's a clip. There's a VOD and there's a clip. It is not AI. There's literally no way of uploading AI VODs to Twitch. See, Moisen can back me up on that. Yeah, I've got like a render farm of 12 GPUs to just stream AI Twitch streams. You got me. I'm a secret billionaire. I'm Elon Musk with a voice changer. But I'm just gonna have to leave you guys wanting more. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. And ideally, I'll catch you again for another one later. Doesn't look like anybody else is streaming right now. I would have rated otherwise. So, take care, everybody.